Hey guys, meet Elle. Elle's new to the team here at Artisti. You don't see her out in the bar here. You'll find her in the office doing more admin, more work, and the operations side of our business. But I've dragged her out the front here because I want to see if I can improve your latte art skills in just 20 minutes. So how do you think you're fair in latte art at the moment, Elle?
I think on a scale of excellent to beginner, I'm probably the beginner end. Yeah.
So you got a machine at home.
Yep.
You've never been a barista.
No.
You're now working coffee, so you see us pouring coffee and working, latte art videos all the time. Now it's the test. I haven't seen you pour a coffee in a while actually, so
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where you're up to. But I just want to show people, I guess, the training techniques that I take people through and some of the things that I pick up on when I watch people pour, and some of the techniques that other people can use at home if they're pouring, and what I can pick up on as some of the issues that they're having. So let's pour some coffees. I'm going to get you to pour the first one and see where you're up to.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pour one and show you what I'm aiming for. I'm going to steam all the milk today because there's a whole nother video to be shot if we're going to get you to learn how to steam milk even better. We'll do that another time. But for today, I'll put the shots on, steam some milk, and we can start there and then we'll get into it.
Yep.
Cool.
Let's do it.
So let's get some shots on. So yourself, I know you drink a bit of black coffee, but you still make a latte at home, have some friends over, entertaining.
Yes.
The expectations are a little bit higher now that you work for a coffee company.
That's for sure.
Well, let's see if we can teach you a few tricks to get you started. So we're obviously steaming our milk for, say, latte art. I'm just going to split into these 2 cups, so make sure I've got enough air in there, but blending that in. Nice, smooth, creamy, rich milk, not too frothy. Obviously, if we're too frothy, we're not going to get a good smooth latte art pour. So you can have that one. I'm going to use that one. Excuse me. All right. Now, you have a crack. We'll see where you're up to. Beautiful.
How do we go?
Yeah.
I cheated on the side of the cup.
That's all right. That's all right. That's actually not as bad as I thought it might have been.
Thanks, man.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, a couple of things I want to make sure that we're doing, but also this is where we're aiming for.
Yeah.
What I want to, ideally, where I want you to get to. Mm-hmm. Good mix.
Yeah.
Good pattern.
Yeah.
And then at least a little tail and finish it off. Come through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nothing too fancy. We can another time go into tulips, other techniques, but the goal for me today is to make sure you've got a good blend of coffee and milk.
Yeah.
I want to get some shape to the base, and we're going to focus on position of the actual spout to the coffee. I'll make sure you finish the milk.
I bowed out early.
All right.
Yeah.
So that would be technically a rosetta, but really it's just a love heart with a tail. Any rosetta is kind of the foundation of any good latte art, tends to be that heart.
Yeah.
So as much as people really want to jump the queue and avoid, they just want to jump straight to tulips and stuff.
Yeah.
The foundation of any latte art really comes from a love heart.
Yeah.
And then if you're turning that into a rosetta, you can definitely just expand on that a little bit more. So, cool. All right.
Take 2.
Take 2.
Next.
So we'll place them just over there for now. Now, I'm going to just introduce a trick that we do here. We're going to pour into an 8-ounce takeaway. It's far easier to just practice on. Even though, I love pouring latte art, don't get me wrong, I want to pour into these nice bowl shapes.
Yeah.
But they are just in-house, especially on the smaller cups. You've got less time, less work to manage. So the technique is still the same when we go into a takeaway cup. I mean, over the last few years, we've done a lot of takeaway cups. A lot of people have done training in them, and they have a little different nuance to the shape of them. But mostly the technique of practicing latte art without even needing coffee.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, again, steam this milk just like I'm doing latte milk. So adding, like our other videos, about 3 to 4 seconds worth of air. Making sure I've got plenty in there, because what I'm going to do is replicate the coffee in the cup by just using a sprinkle of chocolate. Now I can get a good amount of pours out of just this one jug, and we can just keep practicing. So again, we're just going to put a little bit of milk in there.
Yeah.
We'll just put a light dusting. If you go too hard, it thickens up and you won't be able to pour through it. Now we've got the milk and the coffee we need. We only need the amount of milk we need to pour good latte art. So we never really want to start with too much. We can't get a good angle. So that'd be your first thing to think about. Making sure we're well blended. If we're missing that point, we're getting a separation between thick, frothy milk and the hot, heavy milk, and then you'll get the big blob. And you can be close enough, but you'll also find it much harder. Break up the crema, or for this, just spin that. I'm just going to top that up because I spun too much, but make sure that's nicely spun. Straight on top of the shot, round and round, good blend. And then drop your nose as close to the middle of the cup. Notice how the very center, and then I lift up and I move through.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
all right.
how have we got that?
Round
straight
and
on
round.
top, straight away. I'm
High,
going to get
low.
you to just angle in as close, and try to get as close to the coffee as you can.
Yeah.
Round
In
and round,
circles,
good
right.
mix. Yep. Drop your nose in the middle. Yep, beautiful.
Wiggle.
Use the speed. You need the speed. See that speed?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is, as you're pouring, the hot heavy milk is starting to come out here. It's escaping through the chute.
Yeah.
That the frothier milk is actually sitting on top, and it's starting to separate out.
Yeah.
So as you're pouring, that milk starts to settle down the bottom. And unless you kind of instigate that moment to get that froth to come out and to actually start mixing and creating a pattern, if you're going too slow, it doesn't really know when to come out. Sometimes you'll run out of hot heavy milk and the froth will connect and it will naturally happen, but you ran out of space before you ran out of hot heavy milk that was coming out. So it didn't naturally happen. So you need to
Pour
not be afraid of the
faster.
speed. Yeah, pour faster.
Yeah.
The speed is going to help you with your momentum.
Yeah.
Milk is flowing through the espresso. It's basically trying to get it to, you want it to flow. And if you don't have speed, it will just sink through and fill the cup. So angle in as close as you can, a bit more
Round
speed.
and round, yeah.
We're going to go around the cup twice,
Yes.
and we'll drop the nose right in the center.
All right. 2 times, drop nose. All right.
Yeah. So 1, 2, drop nose in the center. That's better.
Better.
Cool.
Bit.
Now, so once the cup is completely full, lift and pull through.
Full. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't lift and pull through, you're down drawing a white pattern. If you don't, you'll just draw a big white line straight through it.
Yeah.
And also you want the cup to be full and completely finished. But if you start to move forward too early, you drag your whole shape. So we don't want to go forward too early either. Cool, go for it.
All right.
Round and round.
And then
Drop your nose in the middle, level up your cup. Beautiful. Stay there and lift up. Cool. So now we've got a couple of things here that I'm aiming for. Is a good mix. It's hard to tell with the chocolate.
Yeah.
But the mix of coffee and milk is really important. So for us, it's consistency between customers. I come in and get a coffee one day and a barista pours too fast and the froth all comes out early and I get a milky coffee. Whereas I'm trying to, the next day, they pour really slow, really high, and it dives through, and the crema comes up, and they think they're pouring a beautiful latte out, but they're not getting enough mix of coffee and milk. And I'm missing out on the consistency and the experience of drinking a good mixed coffee and milk drink. So latte art is not all about patterns. We're very practical, I guess, in our training and how it's one thing to get beautiful latte art.
Yeah.
It's another thing for it to look nice and smooth and even and actually still taste good. So this one, again, so this time we're going to focus, make sure we're full to the top before we lift and carry through.
Okay. So
1, 2, drop your nose in the middle, keep speed, beautiful, and lift. Lovely. So now we've got more of a heart, but we've also got this drag, which I can,
just
we've got a video about that. But that's because you're staying down while you're finishing through.
Yeah,
it's just natural to want to stay down and then kind of go through.
Yeah.
So let's do that again, but we're going to just make sure when the cup's full, we're going to lift up and get out.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. When the cup is full.
Yep. That's all right. So
Like,
that's
and
all right.
take it forward.
And we're going backwards.
Yeah.
No. That was good. So the speed's good. One thing you got to be careful of is hitting the side of the cup.
Yeah.
So if you hit the side of the cup when you're doing latte art, the milk actually dives under the espresso and kind of folds it back through, and you actually get that milk to come back up on the sides. Then you end up with like red and white sections. So we'll always try to drop straight on top of the espresso and mix from on top and get good momentum. And the reason we say go around the cup twice, maybe 3 times, is to get the right momentum. If you go around the cup too slow or too fast, you don't really get the right momentum. And the other thing you're going to do is just thinking about symmetry. So at the moment, we're finding ourselves a little bit off center, and we're just getting a little bit of a whack area. I'm going to revive that for you.
Thanks. All right.
All right.
Round and round, fast.
And drop your nose right in the middle. So see her over there?
I see. Yeah.
So one,
I'm bringing it
so
way
you're
too far
positioning.
forward.
So you started over here, but came back.
Yes.
So one of the things, the shape of the cup is what's doing the work for you.
Yeah.
So any pattern is not just because you're wiggling. The wiggles create the gaps between the milk and the cool coffee patterns.
Yeah.
But it's actually the cup and the shape of the cup
that's
flowing.
creating that momentum.
Yeah. So you're going around and then you're changing direction to go straight, which means you're hitting the back of the cup. And as long as you haven't dropped, if you drop your nose too close to the side of the cup at the start, you'll hit the wall with the froth, and then you'll create a white ring around. But if we drop in the middle, like we go around and we start in the middle, we'll push up to here and we'll create a ring of crema and milk, which is great, because then it'll then hit the side of the cup and fold back. If you come back too early, you might draw a fern or something, but also the cup doesn't know which way we want the milk to go.
Yeah.
So it just naturally will kind of float off into nowhere. So I reckon we've got maybe one more pour out of this one, and then we might even have a crack with some coffee. So you're now just thinking about being centered and keeping some speed and that momentum.
Yeah.
Yep, drop in the middle, good speed. Cool. All right, so let's do some coffee.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of that. And we'll see what it's like to espresso. So espresso is a lot oilier. Obviously, that's just milk mixing with milk. We can see the movement. But once you start dealing with espresso, latte art is always easier and harder depending on how good your shot is. Whether it's nice and rich, nice and oily, that's going to help, definitely. Now, first ones we'll just use the 8-ounce takeaways again. I'll do some milk for you on those. I'm going to give you a nice double ristretto shot in this one. I'll use this larger jug because it is easier to practice with the larger jugs, especially if you're steaming milk as well. You're trying to get your milk right. These jugs, as long as you've got the right amount of milk in them, they are a bit easier to pour into. So I've given you plenty of milk there. All right, same thing again. Let's get you just getting that flow.
All right.
Straight on top. Drop your nose in the middle.
Wow.
That's all right. So the flow was good.
Yeah.
So what we now need to do is just separate the two moments between mixing and pattern.
Yes.
So like I said, that milk, that froth is starting to back up, and we're trying to get that froth to come out. So I'm going to get you to take just a short breath as you drop back in. So what happens when you see people doing latte art, you'll see them kind of mix, pause. As long as you don't pause for too long, because the milk will solidify, and then you kind of diving back to a solid top. But we need to tell the froth when to come out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's kind of just getting stuck in there, and it doesn't really know that we're ready for it to come out and start sitting on top of the espresso. We want to make sure we're nice and close to that espresso as well.
Yeah.
Can you clean up those jugs for me?
Yeah.
Clearly not a trained barista. You're lagging on the...
I am lagging on the cleanup afterwards.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm just going to pinch some milk first.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So again, just nice, smooth milk. So remembering, and latte art to practice. It just takes time. What I think this process is helpful for people when you've got things to think about. You're diving straight on top of the coffee, round and round 2 times, 3 times, and then breathe, drop, centered, flow. Do your wiggle.
Yeah.
But you need to stay in the one spot. The wiggle is just like a small pivot.
Yeah.
It's not like a shake. That's definitely one technique that's hard to learn straight away because it's a real feel it out kind of thing. But it's going to help you, giving you plenty of milk. So we're going to go.
All right, round and round.
Round and round.
On an angle.
Pause and then drop in the middle. Round and round. Take a breath. Drop in the middle. And wiggle. All right, come here. There it is. Now come back. Beautiful. That's better.
It was better.
Yeah.
It was
so
better.
now we've definitely got a definitive heart there.
Yeah.
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 That's latte art. We'll tick that box.
Squash.
We've got a definitive heart because we took a moment. You were kind of 3/4 full, and if you'd stayed at that level, we would have ended up with we would have run out of space before any real froth came out.
Yeah.
So you just taking a breath meant that the froth that was kind of collecting in the back of the jug then went whoop and sat on there.
Yeah.
Position's better because we are trying to get this to flow. We didn't quite lift up high enough because I can see that drag that's come through.
Yeah.
I'm going to add one more step to this because I want to see if you can get kind of to that next Rosetta part. Because, like I said, the only difference between that and that, they're both love hearts. They've both got that same shape. Is that I actually came back on the end of it. So
you're going forwards, back, like.
Yep. So we're staying here.
Yeah.
We're doing a heart.
Yes.
At about 10 mils from the top. That's when we're going to move back.
Yes.
And then we're going to lift up and we're going to get out.
Okay.
Ever tried one of these before?
No, never.
All right. It's all the same techniques, but one of the traps that a lot of people do will just be they just move too early.
Yeah.
I find it's the well-trained, it's the more experienced baristas that have a harder time doing this because they just want to move back. They've just always done it a certain way.
I'm cleaning this, yeah?
You can rinse that for me, yep. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going
in.
Yep. Same
I've
thing
tipped
again.
my cup.
Exactly the same.
I've gone in.
Yep.
I have a moment, and then I go back in with a little wiggle.
Yep.
And then I pull back through.
You've got as far as the heart.
Yes.
And then at the very end, when you got like a little bit of room left.
Yeah.
And I say, come back now.
Yeah.
Your cup will be level by that point. Your heart will be pretty much finished.
Yeah.
You're gonna just stay with your wiggle.
Yeah.
And move backwards.
Yeah.
Before lifting up to get out.
Okay.
Make it a little bit harder for you again. Upgrade you back to the
cups.
To the cups.
Yeah.
So I say about 2 to 3 times around the cup in the 8 ounce. Again, just to get a good flow of milk mixing with the coffee. Yeah. On these ones, with only about 6 ounces of milk, you kind of will only get around the cup about 2 times before you're out of space, and you need to have that pause and take that breath so that you can then get that pattern flowing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good spin. Cool. Yeah.
Up.
Stay there.
Stay there.
Now come back. Well, there you go. That's all right. So you did that part of it.
Yeah.
We'll just make sure we take that breath
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Because that's going to really help us to get that definitive. So,
on an angle.
No.
No.
Okay. You don't have to turn that way. You can just go sideways.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. It's a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
But you talk so long, you've got to spin that again. Because if you don't, you'll just get separation and it'll make it harder for you.
Go?
All right, go.
All right.
Round and round. Cool. Drop your nose in the middle. Start to come back now.
Oh,
right?
I see. I understand. Yeah. So I'm wiggling as I'm coming back.
Yep. So you can see that shape there. So we've started what would be the base of Rosetta.
Yeah.
Now, the longer you spend here, the bigger that base becomes.
Yes.
That's where you get those nice patterns. And the more little wiggles you put these little fins in.
Yeah.
And the movement of the milk kind of going between milk to coffee is what gives it that shape.
Makes it look beautiful. Yeah.
So just getting this is a big part of it. Nice pattern. Cool. We'll do that again.
Yeah.
Can you just please clean those jugs? You can't.
Don't.
It's not how it works.
I've done that before.
You will not get a job in our bar if you top up your coffees after you pour latte out. All right.
Go.
Cool. How'd you go? We clean?
We're clean.
No, not.
One of them. Again, they pay me to type.
Yeah, we'll send you back to the office after this. But, so yeah, it's practice, it's time, it's knowing the little things you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's knowing what, if you've never had someone look over your shoulder and kind of point out the little things.
Yeah, you'll never improve.
It's, it's definitely a practice thing. Learning how to read the milk, the way it's flowing, being confident with speed is helpful, but also you lose time in your pour, so you've got to be kind of managing both of those things. All right, good, nice spin. Pop them. Yep.
Yeah.
Go for it. Yep. Good mix. Drop down. Now start to come back.
Ah, I see that.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. All right. This guy.
You were close on that one. You
I was getting there.
So when you get to that end, we're just lifting to get out.
Okay. Oh, lifting to get out, back
that way.
through.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. All right.
You can come back and then lift. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I'm getting there.
Cool. All right. I'll give you more. Now, I'm going to put a little bit more air in there for you because they are a little bit thin. And one of the things that's happening is that I'm setting you up for failure, really, but I want one of those. But, sorry, excuse me. If you don't quite have the right kind of froth to access, it is going to be a little bit harder for you. But your wiggle's nice, and because that's getting those shapes. You sitting in that pocket is now getting a far more nice flow there.
Yeah.
And it's actually using the shape of the cup to do the pattern. A lot of people, people are surprised that if you don't move, the pattern will do the work for you. The cup will do the work for you.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's half of it,
often
just trust in that.
Yeah, it's often people that are kind of think that they're just they're drawing a pattern. It's less about them drawing. It's more about the position, using the shape of the cup. One of these jug sizes might be more comfortable for you, but we'll have a go with both. See if either of which jug's potentially better for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice spin. Control 1, 2, and drop. Take the pause. There it is. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Come back a little bit.
Yep, I didn't really pause on that one.
All right. This is the one. You ready?
I'm ready.
We're good.
Oh.
Yep. Start to come back. Lift. Lovely. Yeah.
Low tide.
Low tide. So I think we're definitely making progression.
from a squash.
Those coffees are well and truly dead. So this time, I'm going to get you to just get around the cup once or twice, because one of the things that's going to help you is just a little bit more time in the pattern. My goal is definitely to have a nice coffee milk mix. Yeah. But it is harder to, you don't have a lot of time for your pattern if you are spending so much time mixing. So I can get you to start a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
We've used every cup in the house, and now we're doing
latte
glass. Yep, latte art. Good.
All right. I think I like the smaller jug better than the big jug.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can use two small jugs if you'd like.
Straight in.
Straight in. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Go for it. These are the ones.
2 times in the middle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Come back a little bit. Lift up, pull through.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I feel like my brain is getting it. Yeah.
There is many years of baristering that are ahead of you, and you really want to do incredible latte art.
Yeah.
But I think you've improved massively in just understanding flow through the cup.
Yeah.
Having a good shape and going through. So basically, I'm really happy with the progression that you've made. Obviously, latte art is about years of practice, but at the same time, you've done some great techniques there and shown that you've learnt. What do you reckon you've learnt today?
Yeah. I think what's really helpful actually is that hot chocolate trick, knowing that at home I don't have to waste all my beans pouring out 10 coffees in a row to be able to practice getting something right. I can practice with the same milk a couple of times over by using hot chocolate kind of as a dusting on top. That's really helpful. And I think your input of guiding me as I do the movements, because you see it happening, it's also fast and it's reflexive for you now, but for me, I'm not feeling that yet. But when you say lift here, center here, I can start to feel where it needs to be and learn from there.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Ready to go home and keep practicing? Of
course.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I can't let you go home without pouring one more coffee, see where we land. But let's do that, and then we'll see what we're up to. So put some more shots on. I just need that going. We'll get you on. You can do shots next time, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do your own shots and milk next time.
Yeah. Part 2.
I got 2 more cups here for you.
All right.
You have a go.
Yeah.
You got some things to go home and practice now. All right.
Here we go.
You found the little cups a bit easier.
Yeah.
Pour out of, so that's good to know. All right, let's pour these up.
Ah!
It's all there.
It's all there.
Technique's there.
Yeah,
We've got a good blend. We've got good shape. It's just time.
Yeah.
Take that breath. Give yourself a little breather in between.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Ah,
Look at that.
That really is probably my best. Still low tide.
Little mini rosetta there.
Yeah.
Lovely. I'm glad you learned something. I hope you guys have been able to pick up on some things that maybe you were doing, or, you know, this is something that, you know, it's interesting to watch other people get trained, but you might see something you're doing. You can improve on that. If you've got any comments, put them in below. Tell us what you're doing or what issues you might have. Maybe if you've been doing some of the things, you can see yourself in Elle, and you know, that was the one tip that you needed.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was helpful. There's plenty of other videos on milk steaming and texturing and espresso, and other latte art videos. I do a more detailed Rosetta video, so we'll put a link to that below. Thank you so much for your time.
Welcome.
You can go back to what you do best.
Take this on
leave.
with me.
Yeah, you take that. I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We put out heaps of content. If you like the video, hit the like button and the bell icon so you get notified of all future videos. We read all the comments. Put your comments in below. Let us know if you like the videos, and we'll keep making more. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.